What's up, y'all? It's Billy at Perma Pastures Farm. As you can tell, I'm not at the farm. I am out getting everybody else's fertility. Okay, you got a lot of people out there that do this sort of thing in their own ways. Like, take one of my heroes in the space, people like Greg Judy, where he doesn't hay his farm. He gets the hay from other farms, brings it to his farm, and then rolls out their fertility at his place. Every once in a while, we got to go to the city for this and that and this. And especially in the fall, which is one of my favorite times because it's apple season, pumpkin pie season, all kinds of cool pie season, shoe fly pie season. That's another story altogether. But one cool thing that unrolls right now is generally, by and large, in neighborhoods, as you can see around you, if you can see through these dirty windows, generally people don't want leaves on their lawn. And the cool thing about leaves is that it's one of those carbon sources that I can be reasonably sure they are very, very clean. And despite what was sprayed on the ground, generally it's not going to bioaccumulate up into the leaves because it goes through a massive filter system before it ever gets there. But I'll tell you what's really cool is when I got other people doing my work for me. Oh yeah, heavens to Murgatroyd, that's what I'm talking about. They got two of them here. They even crushed them up. I can tell by the weight that they're pretty compacted in here. Thank you so much. We're going to show you what we do with all this. All right, truth of it is, I'm already going to the city for a couple of things anyway. We have partnerships with bakeries and where they use nothing but organic ingredients. So I got to stop there anyway once a week to go link up with these folks. Well, think about it. If you already got relationships like that you can do some wonderful things with, maybe, especially this time of year, you want to bundle it with something that makes a whole lot of sense. So today we're going to focus on all the carbon we can get, because this is not, this isn't a contrived video, y'all. This is what I do. I'm going to take their fertility and I'm going to show you how I can make that fertility into something that'll knock your socks off. All right, here's another cool honey hole. And they're all around you, folks. It's like when you get a new vehicle, or, then all of a sudden you notice all the other vehicles like it on the road. Well, it's exactly the same way when you're looking for fertility, and particularly carbon. This is without a doubt the best time of the year. Now, I'm at a college, and right now we literally passed them on the way here. There is a mountain of leaves, okay? Here's the best part about it. There's also a little bit of grass mixed in there too. When they go around, they're basically using their big mowers to bag it up. They come over here, back in, and then dump it out. Let me tell you what else they got over here. We're going to kind of scoot on over this way. Sorry about the noise because some of these people are making another trip, it seems. Over here, there has got to be somewhere. Sorry, this guy's like creeping up on me. Okay, Michelle, just pan it this way and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This guy's coming over here. Let's go this way. He's coming over here. He's going to dump his leaves, okay? And it's there for the taking. They basically have a long sort of compost pile going on over here. Now, over here, you can see where they got all their tree limbs and stuff like that. More of it over here. In fact, William, when he was doing 75 hard, was chopping up a lot of that wood. I've seen some hoople come through here a little while ago looking for it. I mean, you've seen me film here before if you've been around this channel for a while. I'm literally standing on thousands and thousands of cubic yards of wood chips that have been here so long. Check this out. This stuff is compost underneath. It's been here that long. And my man over here tells me, hey, like you said, all this is open for the public, right?
I guess so, yeah.
That's right. He said, knock yourself out. So come over here and look at some of this other stuff. You got different grades of things you can use. Like some of this stuff where these wheel ruts are, where they've actually took some of this out and put it in. The more composted stuff, I'm going to use some of that, just a very small bit, into my compost. And then if we get over here, this stuff here that's been here a while, I'll get down in it sometimes and I'll find the stuff that's really, really, really old, like the stuff on the edges there. And that's where I'm finding fungus. I mean, you can literally pick it up and it's like veins. That is usually the good stuff. So that's gonna go a long way in your compost piles, even in the beds you mulch, in terms of your fungal layer. And believe me, it's not, so many people talk about bacteria when they're talking about these things, but what we need, what we sorely see missing out of all the soils we look at under the microscope, is your mycelial layer, your fungus. Really the whole soil food web, but that is critical to get down in there. Well, you can't beat it at a place like this. So as you can see over here by my truck, I got a bunch of blue buckets. I got a lot of leaves right now, and I'm gonna show y'all what we do with them. But before I do that, I'm gonna grab some of this other stuff, because basically all year long, I am mulching. And it's all around you. You just gotta pay attention. This stuff is pretty fresh. I could go ahead and use it if I wanted as a mulch, but I'm gonna use this stuff over here that is already aged, and I'm using this stuff for different things. This stuff right here has been here forever and a day. And it's really this simple. I mean, this stuff is like halfway composted already. I'm gonna use this stuff here for a particular purpose. By the way, this is Eric Sider's new shirt. Go check out his YouTube channel to go get yourself one. He's got a link for all that. He's got a bunch of other cool shirts too. Now, this is stuff right here where it's partially broken down. I'm gonna use that in my compost pile. This stuff over here, well, it's aged. It's not completely broken down. In fact, this is the stuff, if I had to make a choice, I mean, if there's enough of it, and there is, I would basically grab all this stuff here. This stuff here is a little bit aged, but not aged anywhere near as much as the other stuff. So this, I'm likely gonna put around my trees. This stuff over here, I've been here that many times, y'all. Actually, this stuff over here is another little bit of it that is nearly compost. Really, if I can get this aged stuff, there's a higher chance that I'm gonna find exactly, you can even see the difference between them. This stuff is relatively new, and then I'm also seeing stuff in here I don't think I want. It's a little bit fuzzy. Actually, those are ice crystals. So that, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But this stuff here, you can see it's considerably darker than this stuff here. So if I got the choice between the two, right here is what I'm going with. If you've been watching me for any period of time, I hit this place a lot. I've only ever seen somebody here 2 other times in the countless times I've been here. Folks, what I'm trying to tell you is there is this awesome fertility just for the taking. And I mean, this stuff here, we're gonna take it back to the house. We're gonna show you what we do with it. And like I said, I do it all year long. You can mulch all year long. All right, like I said before, y'all, I mulch all year long. There's no best time, worst time as far as I'm concerned. All year long is how I do it. Now, about a month and a half ago, I mulched this tree. This is how alive the soil is right now. And as I showed you before in one of the previous videos, this mulch ring probably came up about yay high, okay? It's gone down this much in just a couple of months. That's a great problem to have, because it's telling me my soil's alive, and all I'm gonna do is take this stuff here. It's really not much to it. I can just go around this tree. Yeah, I got it poked up there, and then of course I'm gonna bring it back around, and I'm gonna get down here. And then once again, I mean, that's just one bucket. So I'll basically do the same thing all the way up. Now this is one area in which I use this stuff. And like I said, this stuff is 50% compost. I will bet you any amount of money. I haven't looked at it, so I can't say for sure, but just based on my judgment and experience, if I were to take this stuff and look at it under the microscope, and then this is a free stuff, right? And I turn back around and I look under the microscope at the stuff that you pay for at one of these highfalutin places where they charge you an arm and a leg for stuff that ain't got no life in it. It looks rich, it looks dark, looks all those wonderful things. I guarantee if I did a side-by-side comparison, this has about 30 or 40 times the life that I'd find in the stuff that I had to pay for. And this was absolutely free. Okay, so we got all this stuff, the remainder of it for the most part, down here in what I call the compost barn. This is where we're going to make compost and where we've been making compost, and lots of it. So all these materials right here are things we didn't pay a dime for, okay? See this over here? These are bigger wood chips. I use that as one of the components that we have within our compost. These are wood shavings. Got this from Ben and Denise over at Renewed Homestead, and it's got chicken poop and turkey poop in it, okay? Okay, over here is straw. Now, I did have to pay for this, but it was dirt cheap. Now, if you look above me here, we're out here in this compost barn. In those blue buckets are dried cow poop, sheep poop, I mean, a whole smorgasbord of poop up in those buckets, okay? Along with some hay up there. So here's what I'm getting at with all this stuff. So with these free components, by and large, I mean, like I said, this is the only thing I paid for, and it was next to nothing. All those components put together are making what you see here. And all those leaves and the wood chips I got over there, guess what? This is a compost pile we have curing right now. You see that? That's a mushroom. Here's another mushroom. Here's another cultivar mushroom. I won't keep pulling them out, but there are tiny ones down in here that you can't see. Over there, we got another compost pile, same exact way. Over here, we got one that's still curing right now. As you can see in the temperature, well, it's coming down. It's about 90 degrees right now. Here's what I'm getting at. All these free components, if you were to do nothing with it, but take that and use it as mulch, honestly, that's fantastic. Or you can make it a combat multiplier, apply it with the other free things that I've acquired, and a very small, amount of money in purchasing, such as that straw. And the reason why I add that straw is to add another component to here, and plus it hasn't been sprayed, hasn't had any junk on it. Okay, it's nothing but wheat straw. Point being is that you can take all of this fertility, as I said in the beginning of this video, from other places where people are giving it away. They're just saying, hey, come and get it, and transforming it into something that is absolutely breathtaking in terms of what it does in your gardens, what it does in your pastures, and the compost teas and extracts that we make out of it. Folks, this is what I'm getting at. We live in a time right now where everybody is struggling, wondering how much the next meal is going to cost, or if they can even afford it. Well, these are methods right here where you can take this fertility, bring it back to your place, and create abundance so great that you have to give it away, just as we've done this year and the previous years. Okay? Hopefully this was a blessing to you. Hey, one more thing before I forget, y'all. Until from now to the end of next week, we're basically going to be giving away a free comfrey crown to anybody that makes any orders of comfrey. So we'll be adding that in there. And folks, if you can still work the soil, you can still plant comfrey. And if you need any information on the values of that magical plant, well, just look at some of our previous videos. Probably nobody else out there has done more work on the virtues of comfrey. All right, so if you need bone sauce, world's best deer repellent, we got it here at the website. Anything else you need, check us out down below. Hopefully this was a blessing to you. Till next time, this is Billy from Perma Pastures Farm, where permaculture is my passion. We'll see y'all next time.